great to see you. Hey, we are gonna have a great year. It's gonna be a little different, but I can't wait. Lots of exciting things in store for you. A lot of reading and learning opportunities. So to start out with, what I need you to do is we're gonna do a little stretching. So stand up wherever you are. I'm outside because it is gorgeous. And anytime it's gorgeous, I thought, yes, let's be outside. So I'm just gonna stretch up really high, get really nice stretch. Stretch a little to one side and then to the other.
Okay, now that you've gotten your good stretches in, have a seat. And the reason why you can't see anything is I want to give your eyes a break. So I want you to look around, look at things really far away. Maybe just look at something that's really far away and just look at it for a little while. And do a little blink, blink, blink. And then go ahead and have a seat, or you can lay down. Actually, either or. I want you to be completely comfortable because you're about to listen to a story. And your choice, you can either listen to it or you can look at the pictures and listen to it as well. It's your choice. Or you can do halvesy. You can listen for a little while and then look at the pictures. So here we go. Splat the Cat. Back to school, Splat. And this is by Rob Scotton. For Marley, let your imagination guide you. Now, before I read this, I want to remind you that yes, you can look at the pictures and these illustrations are fantastic. Splat is such an amazing character. But you can also just close your eyes and listen to this story. That's fine too. I would love it if you just lay back and relax on the floor. Okay, let's give this a go. Splat's tail wiggled wildly with excitement as he walked to cat school. It was the first day of the new school year, and he could not wait to see his old friends and his teacher, Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. There's Splat and his friend. Splat's tail dragged behind him as he walked home that afternoon. Now he was not excited at all. It was the end of the first day of a new school year, and he already had homework. Look at his facial expression in that. Isn't that great? "What's wrong, Splat?" asked his little sister. "I have to do show and tell about my summer vacation," Splat said. "That sounds like fun," said his little sister. "But I did so many super things. How can I choose just one thing to show?" Splat said. Do you ever have that where you have to make a decision about something and there are so many great choices? The first thing that comes to mind for me is when I go to an ice cream shop and I have to choose one flavor. Ugh! What is it for you? What is one thing that's hard to decide on? Over the summer, Splat rode his bike in a very important race. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Little sister's bikes are not fast enough to race," Splat said. But she tagged along anyway. He went swimming with sharks in the ocean. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Little sisters aren't strong enough to fight off sharks," Splat said. But she tagged along anyway. Is anybody else noticing a pattern in this story? Something is happening repetitively. One pattern that I am noticing is his little sister wants to do what Splat is doing. Splat also played in a big soccer game. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Little sisters aren't big enough to play soccer," Splat said. But she tagged along anyway. Splat went searching for pirate treasure. "Can I come too?" asked Splat's little sister. "Finding treasure is too hard for little sisters," Splat said. So now, what do you think is going to happen? So if we were to make a prediction, what do you think is going to happen on the next page of this story? in your mind, think about, what do you think is going to happen? Who is going to show up? Aha! Look who showed up. But she tagged along anyway. Splat even built a rocket ship to launch him into space. Can you guess what his sister asked? Yep. Can I come too? Asked Splat's little sister. Not now, Splat said. I'm counting 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Uh-oh, I forgot what comes next. She tagged along anyway. 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, she said. So as I turn the page, I notice that this picture has no words, which is great because I get to just look at the picture. And for those of you who are just listening to the story, if you want to sit up and look at the picture, that's fine too. But in the picture, Splat is thinking, there are little 3 thought clouds. And Splat is thinking about the 3 different events that he wants to do for show and tell. And in each event, the soccer game, swimming with the sharks, well, he was really swimming in his pool, and then the bike ride, in all 3 events, it shows his sister. So this makes me wonder, which one do you think he will choose for show and tell? The other thing that's great is that pictures tell so much about a story. So even if you can't figure out the words yet, it's always great to look at the pictures because the pictures tell a wonderful story. Suddenly, Splat thought of something. There was one really important thing he could show. The next day, Splat went to school with his tail wiggling wildly. And Splat was most pleased that his sister tagged along too. So there it is. His show and tell item, it could have been anything he did, he showed his sister. How fantastic is that? Isn't this a great book? Now, if you like Splat the Cat, there are so many other ones that you can read. One thing I wanted to mention is that we talked about a very big word in the story. We talked about prediction, making a prediction. And we've talked about it before, but making a prediction means you are guessing what happens next. And so I always love to hear all the creative guesses. And Mrs. Marsh does too. We love to hear all the creative guesses of what you think happens next in the story.
I hope you enjoyed Splat the Cat Back to School. And guess what? Now it is your turn to find a book. And just find a book in the house. And it doesn't matter if you've already read it because it's good to read something twice or look at it twice. And enjoy that book. Find a place. I'm outside right now. If it's nice, go outside and sit on a blanket, enjoy a book. And then think about a couple things from that book. First of all, who are the characters? Who, in this story, we know who it is. Splat and his sister and his friends. Who are the characters in this story? And then, what happened? What happened in the story? So for those of you who closed your eyes, I'm interested in how, was it easy for you to listen and understand the story? Or did you find yourself peeking a little bit to see the pictures because you needed that extra help from the pictures? And for those of you who were watching the whole story, were there times that you just sort of looked away, which would be kind of nice because it's nice to give your eyes the break. So I think it's time that I read another book. So I have to say farewell. Enjoy your book wherever you are.